If I must introduce myself, I just want to say that I'm a citizen of the world, nothing else. What is the purpose of the day? My aim is to present you my vision of the world, which is significantly different to any world representation we are aware of. Strangely, this vision crossed me when I was less than 5 years old, by playing with the puzzle of my country, where each department was a piece of it. And when assembling all the pieces, I remember I was just interested in giving faces to the shapes of each department, but on a very vague manner, and not more. And time went on, and a seed was planted, and it made its work into my mind. And it transformed, as surely as I'm talking to you, the perception of the world, so that, after time, the seed transformed into a tree, after time, the tree into a forest. But not a forest of trees. No. A forest of symbols. So back to the world map, and more generally to the way we represent the world map today, you will all agree with me, it's like colors with a very limited number of these, and more restrictively, blue representing seas and ocean, green valleys, and brown mountains, depending of course on which representation we want to show. Now let's have a look on the world map like this one, that very speaking. If by chance we know about geography, we can say that here is the Americas, here Europe, or EMEA, Asia. Here is Greece, Turkey, Pakistan, or Belize. Here the Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Mediterranean Sea, Indian Ocean. And of course, we could describe further and further, showing cities, river, mountains, deserts, and so on. Geography, as we all know, and the one we all learned at school just the same way. Isn't there more sense in that geography? Probably, when remembering about what some famous person said about it, and there are numerous, whoever talked about it, the meaning was always sort of, there is something deeper, somewhere, that we could feel, support a language, and moreover a code. Some specialists even say that geography owns the code that could help decrypt everything, but we are still waiting, it's discovery. So let's be back now on my presentation and the way I express my vision of geography. In each shape of each department, region, country, island, lake, desert, continent, I spent time listening, years and years. And then I started to write, then draw, and paint and paint again and again. And here is the result. Let's have a look on just one painting. It speaks more and better than just the presentation we know with conventional colors. And shortly, what does it say? There will be dinosaurs. And they will know 3 periods. The vegetarian period with the big dinosaurs. The carnivore one with, for instance, T-Rex. And the third one with the carnivorous with the carnivores that will bring death and make all the species disappear, including themselves. See the skeleton. Then man will appear, and there will be 4 species. There will be black people, brown people, yellow people, and white people. There will also be civilization on each place of the ground. For instance, Indians. And Indians will see on north the Yankees landing, bringing diseases and alcohol, and Indian disappearing on a high average just because of that. Nothing to do nor doable to fight against this scourge. Just see the face of the South Indian with eyes closed, just like a victim in front of his executioner. And then Yankees, free of all, racing for gold. On another angle, we today call the USA the soft belly, and Canada the lungs of North America, and all the region in its entire body the giant with clay foot. We also can see on the map the meaning of the Cold War. Just see on one side the static Indian observing the dynamic Yankee racing. There is sort of confrontation between two society models. So the purpose of my presentation is not to show all the islands, countries, departments and so on. First, because I didn't do them all yet, but just to widen the view angles and suggest that there are probable worlds different to the one we currently live in. But for sure, there is a code, and this code is inserted in our minds somewhere, everyone lives with and thinks through. And if you look back to the history point, what people did during centuries and centuries, particularly within Eurasia. Man did fight and fight and fight to finally own a country and the associated shape man is comfortable with. Which in other words mean that a country has its own life, its own identity, that one today simply and generally express, represent with a flag, a national anthem, sometimes a motto. So just as a thanks message to you all, if you reach the end of the presentation, I'm grateful because it did interest you. There are now two ways to continue this adventurous exploration. Either I come back every month and present a new country or region of the world, or you go to my French website, Hommes de Terre, and you make your own exploration of my vision at your convenience. See you next month. And for now, because image is key in my world presentation, let's see how it's like when turning on itself. Cheers.